wherever you are listening to us from, whatever you may be doing, and irrespective of who you may be. It is always a pleasure to have you on this very show. Remember, this is where we speak the truth and nothing but the truth. And remember, this program is widely listened from far and wide, and I know many of you have been waiting for this very time for us to converge as usual and look at different developing issues in and around the country. You're welcome. My name is Tony Olisa Mbeki, the Honorable Speaker, and we are here to do justice to that. We'll be having two guests as usual, and I must let you know that I've been tied to another program that will also commence around 12. We'll be having Ofole and then Victor Wanchuku, but it's a different program anyway. But just to let you know that ordinarily, if not for one thing or the other, we may have take on some of these things, but we have to structure things very well and put things in proper perspective. You're welcome. This is Crossfire, and on Crossfire, just like we have always said, we are here to debate on issues. No more slinging, no personality attack, no character assassination. We are here on issues, verifiable facts, and that forms the cruise of the issues we're here to talk about. You're welcome once again for our brothers who are listening to us outside the country. You also welcome. It's 9 minutes than the hour of 9 here in Nigeria. It's 9 minutes than the hour of 5 a.m. in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's also 5 minutes than the hour of 10 a.m. in Jerusalem. It's also 5 minutes than the hour of 4 p.m. in China. People's Republic of China is also 5 minutes than the hour of 5 p.m. in Japan. We have got many people listening to us across different divides, and we must also let you know that it's 6 minutes than the hour of 8 a.m. in Accra, Ghana. Not really our closed door neighbor, but our neighbors, there's no doubt. And it's also 4 minutes than the hour of 4 a.m. in Eastern Canada and San Francisco. Just about 6 minutes than the hour of 1 a.m. Different times for different countries. You're welcome. This is Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM. And my first guest I have in the studio with me, Sonny Ibanugo. Sonny Ibanugo is the director, media and publicity, ADC, John Wosu Campaign Organization here in Anambra State. He's a very good, jolly fellow, a journalist as well, and somebody who has been in media for a very long time. It's my pleasure to welcome you, Sonny Ibanugo. You are welcome. You came all the way from Orca this very morning to join us, and we'll be looking forward to some of the positions. Some positions will be taken on some of these issues we are going to throw to you. You're welcome this very morning, Sonny Ibanugo.
Thank you very much, Tony.
And also, I also like to let you know that by 10 this morning, we will be also joined by Chief Joe Martins, also DK, who will be joining us later on. But that's by the way, by the time it comes, that will be our second guest. I've just let you know about that. Sonny Ibanugo, how has everything been going? You are in Anambra State now. The last we spoke, you said that you are going to relocate from Lagos to Anambra State. You have been a Lagos boy, and most times they talk so much about Lagos. And you said you've been in Anambra State, from time to time. You come in and move around, and after moving around, you go back to Lagos. But this time around, you said you have come down to Anambra State to stay. So let's talk about your stay and also the journey so far in preparation for the gubernatorial contest in Anambra State, where many believe that the election will be free and fair. Let's talk about your stay briefly before we go into the main issue.
Well, Tony, though you could say I'm a Lagos boy, but there's no place like home. It is very pleasant. I've found it quite pleasant to be in Nauka and among my people and to do what is to be done. Since the last time I came here, it's been very pleasant, actually, and I love being among my people. Thank you very much.
All right, so we're not going to refer you as Natad. Those, whenever there's election, they will just come back.
No, never. I have always come around. I enjoy Anambra.
And you're enjoying the governance in Anambra State, the wonders the governor is doing. Are you not enjoying that?
Well, that is a different kettle of fish. That's a different kettle of fish. We are talking about the governor. Well, the governor, I must say, just like the last time I came here and I told you that But for performance, in terms of real governance, the governor is somebody that should be enjoyed and respected because he's very intellectually mobile and very, very big intellectually. And but our governor needs to be in the classroom and not in governance.
Oh, he needs to be in the classroom. As what?
No,
as somebody who has intellectual capacity.
Yes. So to impart knowledge to people, but not in governance.
And some people will say even your candidate John Nwosu needs to be in, industries where his expertise will be used, not necessarily in governance. What about that?
Well, that is a different persuasion, because John Nwosu is in business, and he's a man that has taken the gown to town, and his business development IQ is top notch, and from that perspective, he's the person I know that will bring the desired change, the desired platform we need in Anambra State to make Anambra State a thriving economical entity that will be the envy not only of Nigeria but Africa as a whole. Because Anambra has all it takes. Anambra has both the natural and human resources to transform itself into a very robust economic hub. And that is what we have not had, surprisingly and most painfully so, that we have not been able to have that in Anambra.
So, when you say you've not been able to have this, one would ask, do you have alternative, or do you think there is a way out, even when many may still argue with you, or even say that your thoughts are debatable? The question is, do you think there is an alternative?
As I said, John Nwosu is alternative. Actually, before now, that used to be the situation. Because you ask yourself, if you removed the governor or the people in power in the state now, where do we go to? The next alternative was akin to the proverbial from fire to frying pan, from frying pan into fire. That used to be the situation. But since the emergence of ADC on the political scene, and John Nwosu being a man that has his peculiar businesses transcending the shores of this country into Africa and beyond, we have that alternative not only to transform but to solve most of the critical problems we find in Anambra State, such as security. So that is where we are looking at, because when you look at the governor of Anambra State presently, you ask yourself, what are the things people are celebrating? Because many people will tell you, Soludo is trying, let us give him 4 more years. So, and I asked them, what is he trying in what? And they now cite the government house that he has built, and they now cite the Fun City that he has built. And I asked them, this is a professor of economics. This is the former CBN governor. This is a teacher in the economics department of University of Nigeria. This is a man that is widely traveled, and we thought that the best thing for him to do as a governor of Anambra State, that is in the throes of death concerning insecurity, is to build a government house of maybe you use about 150 billion naira to build.
Who told you that he used that amount?
Well, that's what I, because I don't know the alternative amount.
Okay.
To use
so
that,
you're just speculating.
To use that amount to plunge it into building a government house when we do not have security in Anambra. What is the percentage of Anambra people that will have access to that government house.
Okay, you are now concerned about the government
Yes.
house, saying that that's what people celebrate about him.
Yes.
So you're also aware that people celebrate about some of the roads he has built here.
Well, I'm coming. I'm going to talk one after the other.
Okay.
Now, after that government house, the next place is they tell you the Fun City that they had built in Oka. In an economy that is on its bellies. The economy of Nigeria is on its bellies. Tony, I ask you, since that Fun City was built, have you seen anybody from Onitsha putting his children, himself, his wife, and children in the vehicle on Saturday or Sunday?
So I think they will answer that by the time we open the phone line. No, because if you ask me,
yes.
and if I answer, you may think probably I'm biased and all that. So good. Let's allow our listeners to answer that.
But I can answer for them.
You can know.
I can answer for them. Now, in the type of economy, a prostrate economy that we have, it is almost impossible for you to have people going to that place. I grew up in Lagos. We all know about Apapa Amusement Park. That place is almost shut down now. I don't know anything about Apapa Amusement, but that was where we used to go in the 70s and early 80s when the economy of Nigeria was thriving. So in that era, it could be a very big event, a very big economic event for you to have an amusement park. But in a situation where people are hungry, people can hardly feed 2 times in a day. You expect that what you build for such a people in such an economic situation is a Fun City. When you can use that money, that amount, to put the economy, create a security platform that everybody will be safe, so that the wealth that abounds in Anambra, both in the people and in the land, will be revved up, so that by the time people have enough money in their pocket, you can be thinking about fun. So that is the way it used to. That is how somebody that is thinking that is the trajectory ought to follow, and not putting the cart before the horse. Now, who goes there? And you need almost the amount of money that you used to raise that place to maintain it, and it goes into not in the next thing you hear now is that place has become moribund. And
that's what you think. But now let's talk about the other infrastructures and so many things that the governor has put in place, because he said that your own party has the alternative.
Yes.
And you said insecurity. And then insecurity. What if somebody tells you that insecurity is something that is ravaging the entire country? That is one. And we have seen Governor Dauda Lawa of Zamfara State, and we have also seen some other governors making statements. We saw what happened in Kaduna State. But outside that, so far, someone would tell you, you've been in Oka and nothing has happened to you. And you came down from Oka down to Onitsha here. One would say you've not had any issue. So why would we be trying to say there is something when personally you've not even experienced that?
Okay, you mean until you mean until I experience it?
But and then the campaigns.
No, you're not being real. Okay. Is it until I experience it, until I am decimated?
No, I'm not saying that. No, forbid. But what I'm saying is that in all of your campaigns, you've been moving from town to town, villages to villages, and places to places, and you've not had any issues so far with the campaign.
No, I have had. I may not have had, but there are other people who have had. There are people who are ordinary citizens in Anambra State that have been decimated as a result of insecurity. Kidnapping is an everyday story in Anambra State. So how can you now say until I experience it, that is the only time I'll be shouting? No, it is incumbent on me, it is my remit to shout about it.
So let me ask you, if you have your candidate placed in that bus now, you've thought about technology, do you think it will work? Why is no Nigerian governor deploying that to tackle insecurity as we have presently?
Because there is none that will be thinking as my my governorship candidate is thinking. There is none so far. And there's none so far with the know-how.
Look at what
to put that in
the governor of Zamfara State said the other time, that he knows where the bandits are.
Yes.
But he couldn't do anything. He found when he deployed his vigilantes and then the tech, the intel, he was asked to pull back. And there's nothing he could do about that. And then it happened that way. And you know very well that when it comes to major security agencies in this country, is controlled by the president. And he said his vigilantes were ready to, swoop on these people, but he was asked to pull back. That given the opportunity, if he's given any opportunity, he will go head on. But his handicap, his hands are tied. Don't you think your candidate's hands will also be tied?
No. But as our governor told you, that is the situation.
No, I'm talking about what happened in Zamfara State.
Man, this is not Zamfara. This is Anambra.
But I think the governor here told us that the camps we are broken. That I think it was this week that even the police commissioner said that somewhere in Awa and another places they were able to discover some camps. I think is it Ezechukwu? If I can get that correctly, that some of these people were neutralized, some of them were killed. That is an ongoing slow. They are doing so much. So what's their appraisal? What's their own assessment of what the police told us they have done with Agone Chamber?
Well, Tony, this is a subject matter I really like not to talk about because it pains me seriously. When you talk about the security outfit we have, if at the time they came in January or February this year, all of us were quite happy. I was quite happy because we thought that was going to be the solution to the crisis of insecurity we have in Anambra State. But subsequently, we have seen how that outfit had degenerated to something else that we cannot. Tony, when they began, you know what happened in Owerri Zukala in Anambra State at the beginning of that, when they stormed that area of Anambra State, and what we had that 3 people who were wrought iron designers working in a house in Anambra were pulled down and mowed down in a hail of bullets. 3 people. One of them is from Isofia, the hometown of our governor. I couldn't bear to see the mother of that young boy weeping and crying and asking, where is my son? That is one of the major marks that Agone Chamber left. And what we now saw was them gathering some hefty men and putting them in a vehicle, derobed, in their birthday suits, parading them as criminals, only for there to be outcry among their people before those people were released. What happened? Have you asked yourself what happened to those people who did that to those men? Those people that killed those wrought iron welders, that they showed us the canister they are using as the homemade bombs that they were using. What happened to those people? Since it was discovered that what they paraded in Anambra was falsehood, what happened to them? What happened to the people, the same people that went and killed Okechukwu Akaneme? What happened to them? The Jennifer, the NYC young lady, her own case was because it escaped. There was a video that escaped that now went viral. That was why the governor now had to come out. And in a show of maybe he was so disturbed that he was angry with but these are series of events that had happened in Anambra State and nothing happened. Right. Nobody said anything. A silence mom was the word in Anambra, in Agoka. Nothing happened. And in this case, you came to tell the world that we didn't send them, and then we have arrested them. What happened to the ones that happened before it? The only luck that lady had is that she is not from Anambra State, and she was a government property, NYC. That is the only luck she had, and that tape escaped. If that lady were from Anambra State, and that thing happened in Anambra State, they will find one story to cover it up, and that will be the end. So, and that has been the character of that organization.
All right, let me ask you.
Yes.
If, and only if, because the question is if,
yes,
you have always said, for everything you think is not going well, there is an alternative. So what's the alternative now?
The alternative is the digital spreadsheet.
Would that stop the physical?
Yes.
So how?
You don't have to go physical.
So
if a man commits crime, we live in a modern world where we see the management of crime, how people are handled. Criminals are handled all over the world. In civilized societies, you see how these things are handled.
In Nigeria as well. In Nigeria as well.
No, I'm talking about my state and what should be the model.
Okay, what should be the model?
What should be the model?
The model is you arrest and hand over to the police. That's the model we have now.
Of course, now, the people that killed the legislator, the Onitsha legislator, they said they were arrested
by the police.
In February this year. Yeah. Since that time till today, why have you seen them put on the dock to prosecute them?
Like you're asking the police now.
I'm asking, of course, the governor is
so what if the
governor is supposed to be the chief security officer.
And ask the police, why have they not put this person?
No, he is the one to ask them.
Okay,
he's the one to ask them
because why have they not put them?
He is the number one citizen of Anambra State. Whatever happens in Anambra State, he takes responsibility.
And then what if the police says that they are investigating?
Let him tell us. Let him tell the world.
Okay.
For as a governor and something is happening under your nose and you're not asking questions, we hear that some of those people escaped.
And they were arrested. One was arrested.
One was arrested. What now happens to those people? Okay, why is the other people? What do you call it? Is it Aki Kokoti Warake or?
That shows that you are coming from Lagos. It's a sign that some of the things you're saying you are coming from. But all the same, I know where you are.
What has happened to those ones?
All right. Comrade Sonny Wanugo, let's also ask him, because you say that he should be asking these questions, and we've seen police PRO. Toshukwi Kenga coming out from time to time to release statement telling everyone about some of these cases, giving updates for those who cares to go to the police Facebook page. And I don't know, they don't go to radio stations to make announcements, but they usually release these things in form of press release about the activities going on there. Now we started with the fact that we have police being controlled by the government at the center, and even the army controlled by the government at the center. Don't you think that even if your candidate comes in here, you will face the same scenario?
No, because you see, when you employ technology, most of these things, about 70% of them will be solved.
So would technology prevent the crime from happening, or treat the crime after it had happened?
You see, it will serve as deterrent. When you know that if you commit crime, you are going to be caught, or the likelihood of your being caught is 90%, you will think twice before you go into it. And that is exactly what's going to happen, because this man has the know-how. He is an ICT guru. And the world is ICT now. Currently, the world is ICT. So that when you put what we call the digital spreadsheet in Anambra, covering the whole gamut of Anambra landscape, you have it. That if you stole a vehicle, I told you that last 2 weeks ago, if you stole a vehicle at Ochanja Market, before you get to Opiweka, you are confronted. If you stole a vehicle or you kidnapped somebody at Oga, before you get to, or you stole at Nkologu, before you get to Oga, somebody is confronting you, because there is a command and control center that covers Anambra State, and with that digital spreadsheet, of security. Wherever you are running, you are something is pointing at you. Something is pointing at you. There's a needle, a red needle pointing at your vehicle. Either you are on foot or on vehicle, a needle will be pointing on you. And before you get to where, you'll be confronted, either neutralized or arrested. By the time that happens 1 or 2 times, criminals in the state who are operating this will think twice. It has happened in this state before, Tony. If you know that about our Baka forest, you know about our Baka forest, how people used to steal when they say the criminals live there. They kidnap people, they run into that place, and once they run into that place, that's the end of the matter. Successive governments could not solve that problem. It took one person that took the right decision.
Who was the person?
That Baka forest one day was pulled down and leveled, and today you, Tony, or myself, I don't know how rich you are, you cannot buy land in that place. You cannot buy land in that place because that place was turned into a housing estate. So how do you? These are practical things. We don't have such people who are thinking. So you hear that the people drinking at the Oka, somebody goes there and mows them down and shoots them, and drives all the way from Oka, either to Kulobia and Oga, and then goes through Imo State and goes away, or drives through the other side, goes to Asaba and goes away, or stays within Anambra, and nobody does anything.
And that brings me to the question of the boundaries. Yes. If you think you may be getting it right within the state itself, what about the porous boundaries with the Imo State, Abia State, and possibly Enugu State? Before you get there, you'll be confronted. That is what I'm telling you. So will there be any border guard or boundary guard? Because you would say border, you say boundary guard. Yes. No, I'm not talking about. You see, when you have technology in place, before you even get to that boundary. So now, one would also want to know, because most times people are very curious. They will ask you, where is this technology used in Nigeria? You say there's none, because some of them are not thinking that way. So where is this technology being used in Africa? Tony, you cannot be asking me that, because we are all in the. If you have heard about the mass shooting in America? Okay. You have the mass shooting. Before you get out of that place, you either take your life or you are caught. I'm wondering why these people, even in UX, sometimes you say that this technology will serve as deterrent, but they keep committing crimes over there. But just as you say, they may be caught without even escaping. Yes. But they find themselves committing crime even when these technologies are there. You see, there's a difference between a crime you are committing in order to, as a lucrative business, and a crime you are committing because you are deranged. Maybe you have a mental problem, and you felt the only way is to decimate your fellow human beings. There's a gun crimes. That is a different situation altogether. If you, like somebody committing suicide, you have the preponderance of people committing suicide, maybe in the Asian countries. After staying for some 3 days, you feel that something is happening to you, commit crime, you commit suicide. That is epidemic on its own. But it's a different kettle of fish altogether. That's not what we are talking about. We are not talking about that type of crime. We are talking about crime you are committing in order to make some dividends out of it. So that's a different thing. So, but here that is not the type of. So the kind of crime here is business related, so that you make money, so that you buy SUVs, so that you build the best houses. That is the type of crime. Don't you think that most of these things happening here were perpetrated by Simon Ekpa, who was arrested in Finland and prosecuted and jailed for 6 years, where he was convicted of sponsoring terrorism, inflicting some of these things in this part of the country? So don't you think these things were perpetrated by him and his men? Tony, it does not matter who is perpetrating the crime or who is sponsoring the crime. It does not matter. What matters is if you commit crime, you are caught.
That is what matters. If you commit crime, you are caught.
So you're saying that a candidate will sit on top of it and we win.
And it will not happen. It will not happen because there will be deterrent. You know that if you did it, you'll be caught. That is what is going. That is what we are bringing on the table. It's not for you to use the technology of using pesto, akodo, to pursue people around the streets. In fact, Tony, I tell you, when this government came into power, some of us, we were very enthusiastic. We wanted to say, let us go to Anambra and lobby for position. But when this government...
Oh, you wanted to lobby for position?
Yes! Somebody like
that. So you like lobbying? You are a political journalist?
No.
He said he wants to go and lobby for position.
No, I'm just speaking in parentheses.
Okay, in parentheses.
But, yes. But some of us... But when it was announced by the government that if you wanted a position in the government, you have to apply. Some of us, knowing that we don't have what it took to work in the government, because we don't have first class, and we don't have PhD. Yeah? We gave way, but we still applauded. Yes, now first class brains are going to work in government in Anambra State. We are going to have first class brains that will do something, that will rev up, that will make Anambra the standard, the sign of show of all eyes. We are some of us that we don't have certificates. So we gave way. But we are still enthusiastic that this thing is going to happen.
Okay.
But what do you not have? 1 year down the line, the type of video you saw on in the social media, you couldn't believe that this thing will happen even in a stone age.
What
where you have people with special skill of torturing people in the street. People that have caught with pesto, akodo, and they know how to fear to aim at your kneecaps and their ankles, so that by the time they finish with you, 2, 3, 4 months or 6 months, you have not worked.
Right.
Some of them are crippled permanently because of. There are so many examples.
And when you said you've mentioned akodo, and then another issue, what about if one tells you the Oboko revolution, how that place was revolutionized with the maybe schools and then the general hospital and the turning of the roads? Do you have any
Tony
assessment? And then if your candidate were to begin work, let's say today, where do you think he will start from, or what do you think he will confront first?
First, security.
Okay.
To make Anambra people secure. You see, these people, Anambra people, are the brain box in terms of international businesses and industry in this country. They are the engine room, the vortex of our economic activities in Nigeria. Because even after the war, I told you this story, when the late President Sheikh Shagari wanted to come and campaign in Anambra in the Second Republic, he got to Headbridge Onitsha and looked at Onitsha and said, in exclamation, in complete awe, is this where the Civil War was fought? Because he saw high-rise buildings and things like that surprised him. It doesn't exist any other place in Nigeria.
Not even in Lagos, where you are.
Lagos is a different kettle of fish. Okay. I understand. But he was surprised that such things, such deficits could happen in
and many Northerners don't even believe.
They don't. So when they saw it, it did not happen with the economy of the circumference of Anambra State. People farmed out themselves out in different parts of the world and brought resources to develop Anambra State. So it can happen again.
Outside security, what else do you think that the state is in much need of outside? Because you say that the much needed work will be in the area of security, that if you are party guessing there that will first confront security, what other area do you think that they will come in apart from security?
Well, well, there are so many areas like under John Wosu's Shame's model. There are so many in health, education, market, and other aspects of human development. And let me tell you a little bit about human development, because do you know that Anambra State is among the few states in Nigeria that is not paying minimum wage?
How? Because they are saying that they are paying 84,000, and then that 84,000, they are, after deductions, that you have over 70,000 left. But you say they are not paying minimum wage.
No.
But are you not conjuring that yourself? But you've not heard any civil service member saying they are not paying.
No.
Are you not conjuring that?
I can tell you authoritatively. Let them confront me.
Where did you get your
Anambra is one of the few states.
But the labor here says that the government is paying minimum wage.
Well, I'm telling you what I know.
So you are
that as I'm coming here now,
okay,
I confirm this thing I'm telling you.
How did you confirm?
I confirm from people who are who are workers, and not worker and leadership. I confirm.
Don't think that they may have told you what you wanted to hear.
No.
The point remains that we are going to leave the phone lines open for people to tell us exactly what happened. Just like during the by-elections, where you posited that ADC did not in any way buy a vote, but people contradicted you, and they were able to point out places where it happened. But you said it never happened under ADC, but the callers were saying it happened, that it was a case of all other parties. But that's by the way.
And some of those callers also said it not happened.
But then, there were just few that said that they did not witness. They said that it didn't happen at their own polling unit, not that it did not happen elsewhere. But some that saw where it happened said, but that's by the way. But by the time we open the phone lines, we also listen to those who are in the public service to react to your statements.
Exactly. I want them to react.
Okay.
I want them to react because somebody, as I was coming to the station, I called to confirm. And I was told what they did is to add money, some amount of money, to some level of workers according to your level. They added something to your salary.
So they're not up to 70,000.
Not up to 70,000.
We hear from them.
Okay.
We hear from them. All right, remember this is Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM, and we have Sonny Ewanugo Noel for his journalistic work. But now he's the director of media publicity, John Wosu campaign organization ADC. But we are going to open the phone lines and allow you to ask him questions or react to comments. And he has said that they are bringing security never done anywhere in Nigeria. Digital spreadsheet, according to him, that's the term he used. Digital spreadsheet, where technology would ensure that crime does not in any way spread to the next meter. No matter how you look at it, that's the alternative. But remember, the last question I would want to ask is if they have the structure, what it takes to win this election. And I've always maintained that you must have necessary structures where you must have agents that will cover over 5,000 polling units in Anambra State, so that what happened in the last election, by-election, may not repeat itself. But I will leave that question for him by the time we're done with some calls in. Remember, you can call 0803 221 6973 or 0803 827 6694. This is Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM. Let's go straight there. Many calls that are coming already. So let's see. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Hello. Good morning.
You're welcome.
My name is Sunday. I call from Epulobi.
Sunday calling from Epulobi. Oh, we've lost that call from Sunday. Sunday, you may need to reconnect. Okay. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Yeah, very good morning to you, Dr. Olisa Mbeki.
You are welcome.
Chidi Chukuma reaching you from board this morning.
You're welcome, Chidi Chukuma.
Yeah, my regards to our guest in the studio.
Thank you.
Very good morning to you.
Good morning too. Good morning.
Yes, I thank you for coming to us. You are doing your work perfectly okay. Yeah, and you are a very good marketer. But most of the things that you have said, many Anambarians and Nigeria may disagree with you. We are very, very conscious about our security situation in this country. Nationwide, no place is so safe if you can come out to disagree with me, then you show me where there is a totally free crime in Nigeria, any part of Nigeria. So Anambra State, I think our governor is trying, and also we don't want people to use security.
Remember, he said that they will be bringing spreadsheets that will ensure or prevent insecurity. You didn't react to that, and then don't you think is a kind of good technology?
Yes, something that is already enforced, and that is where we rely. Anything about promises and promises, we know politicians and how they behave in Nigeria. Most of the people they say, and when they come to the power, then everything will be open to.
All right. Thank you so much. I think he is saying it could be one of the promises, political promises, but you will react to that later on. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Yeah. Good morning. My name is Sukoma. Calling from
Orometiti in Anambra West local government.
You asked, you asked on the last time, where is the spread digital camera installed in Africa? I would like to know.
Oh, he said he skipped one of my questions that I asked him. Where is this digital spreadsheet? Where is it used in Africa?
Yeah.
That you would want to.
Question, but he skipped it.
Okay, he said he wants to also
I
know.
want to ask to know where it's installed. Or is it one of their stories as a politician?
Okay. All right. You would like to know where it's used in Africa. That's the question. All right. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome. Sunday from Ekulobia. You have reconnected. Please go on with your quick. Still on your comments or your submission.
Yes, please. I have said it last time I called in this radio station. In as much as we are protecting our party, but at times we are on air and people are listening. So we need to put some truth. In as much as we want people to protect from. In Anambra State, we are here. We did not go anywhere. And we hear what's happening in other states. I can always tell you, the rules have tried a lot. As I stand today, I'm not a member of Africa. I'm a member of another.
So, are you saying there is no insecurity in Anambra State? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. I can give you 90% or 95%. At times you have 40. It do happen in other states. Yes. I know when it gets. We know what is happening that time. I'm not the media either. No. But today people are moving around in that area. I know what's happening using this Awazis. But today people are moving. So he tried as a governor in type of security. When you talk of civil servants, my wife is a teacher.
Your wife is a teacher. What is your wife earning?
I don't want to.
No, what I mean, sorry, is she paid minimum wage? I think.
I don't want to say it on air, but I know paying them that minimum wage. How can somebody saying that they are not earning more than that? Please.
But our guest said he has confirmed. All right, thank you so much. Our guest said he confirmed from some workers. That's what he said, and then we are holding him on that frame of thought that he confirmed from some workers. But I said we have workers who are listening to us. Probably they will say this. And remember, he has said that they have alternative in the area of education, agriculture, health, and security. He has said a lot of things. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning. This morning, Alfonso Asian Kingdom.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
All right. This is Bishop Des from Awada, Bosi Urban. Good morning.
You're welcome. It's good to have you. We have Sonny Manugo. Sonny Manugo is our guest this morning. Okay. Please go on.
Sonny, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Sonny, I don't want to go far, maybe what the governor will do or what he will not do, because before you can cross the river, definitely you must have to get to that river. So, but what I want to say in essence is that this your party, our party, and the other party, other people's party, ADC, as you said, have not made any positive waves in as much as Anambra State and the Anambra territories are concerned. So I still want to advise you and the members of ADC to get on ground, get people registered in the party, tell them why it's good to change the current government, do your thing the way it's supposed to be done, because let me be specific.
I don't think we know what is ADC here in our where I reside. Not talk of overseeing my ward. So the party have to come on ground, steady, doing what they are doing like other parties, so that we can be able to compete. So that it eventually happens to glory, they will be able to question your manifesto and your blueprint. So that's the area I want to come this morning, so that I will not make any. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Saying that ADC needs to come to his own ward and start having meetings. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome.
I'm Emmanuel calling from Onitsha.
Oh, Emmanuel calling from Onitsha, please go on.
Thank you very much. Well, talking of the question I asked you in Africa, where we use this type of security, I think
digital spreadsheets.
Yes. Well, it's not many in Africa, but I think something like that, or something equivalent to that, happened in Anambra. Today, my brother here, ABC man. It takes people, I don't know how many months it takes him from moving from PDP to Labour Party to get crown in whole Nigeria. But I don't see anything that they do in Nigeria now to save us if they are sure. And in Anambra State, this governor now is doing perfectly well. I don't think anybody, as I'm looking now, take him out of it because he's doing well. The only thing we tell him to people talk and the people make weight. The other one that said that no security in Anambra State, I think he's deceiving the people in Anambra State, and we don't want to hear that kind of thing again.
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts this morning. Let's take this one. You know, I've told you this is the most listened political program.
Good morning to everyone in the studio.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
I am Great Dame. Is that Pakego hitting the airwaves from Osubo?
You're welcome. Izia Fakego from
Our
Osubo.
guest, I love you. You are very much futuristic. Yes. In terms of security, we need some more revampment. We need some more energy, vigor, and vitality. Let me tell you, security first. As a governor, do not joke with the lives of people, no matter what you claim to be working. It is those who are living that will apply whatever or, security first. Anambra State is not what it ought to be in terms of security. We have to be a synergy of all eyes in all angles because we have got all it takes to be number one and a leading state in Africa. Asking where those materials will be gotten from, look, is there no security in other areas? Are there no companies building a security apparatus? Yes, I will not tell you. But
All right.
in the ADC, no could get with that security of yes, it can be done. Governor, consult company.
All right, because of time, we need to leave. Allow somebody to come in. All right, thank you so much.
Security first.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you.
Governor, what is the power today? Electricity.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me allow Sunday Manugo to come in at this point because of time. So you've listened to some callers, and many of them have made a submission. Please, let's have your reactions quickly because of time.
Okay. For those saying that Anambra is the safest state, especially my brother Chukuma, Sunday from Ekulobia, they're saying that Anambra is the safest place in Nigeria today. Sunday, I want to ask you, today in Ekulobia, can you get up by 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. in Ekulobia and move from one street to the other in Ekulobia? I know that there is something called Achuku in the Ekulobia that used to appear at night. Is it still appearing? Is it still displaying at night? In other areas of Ekulobia, can you come out at night and walk freely by 10 p.m.? It used to happen in my time when I was a child around that area. If you say Anambra is the safest place in Nigeria. Well, as for the man that said ADC is not on ground, well, I've said it several times, that at this moment we should not be looking at the profile of the political party, but the content of the individual person that wants to take over the affairs of Anambra State. What is he bringing on the table? If you continue to look at the political party, you miss the road. So we don't want to miss the road. We want to look at the content and the quality of person that is coming to Anambra State. You know, it is the penchant of our governor to say this person didn't go to school, that this person has no certificate, this person has not himself that is the professor of economics. How much has he deployed that in the development of Anambra State? That is the most important thing, and not about political parties. The structure is in you, the voter in Anambra State, that must look at the difference and the scenario properly and determine. Have you asked yourself the quantum of money that is coming to Anambra State today? How much of it has been deployed in the development of Anambra State? It is not enough to say that the governor is working. Working with what? How much has he been getting as a governor, and how much of it has been deployed to development of Anambra State? It is also important to ask that question, so that we know where our money is going and the priority that is being set as the benchmark for the economic development of Anambra State. We must ask those critical questions. How much is our governor getting? I know that the amount Anambra State is getting now is about 4 times what his predecessor in office got, and up to now Anambra is not paying minimum wage. The other day, just about 2 weeks ago, you heard the announcement that our neighbor, the Imo State government, has really increased the minimum wage from 80,000 naira to 104,000 naira. That is what we are talking about. The government in Anambra State lacks the emotional intelligence to put Anambra State, to take care of the people of Anambra State, and to ensure that money is at least there is something in their pocket. Since the governor, I heard him say that money is what money can buy. The quality of money is very important and very different from the quantity of money. But even at that, put some money, more money in the pocket of the people who are the workers of this state, who are the hewers of wood and the drawers of water. That is what we are trying to say. If you don't do that, then let me tell you, just give me 1 second. Let me tell you one story. Ife Benson Okoli is a young girl from Indikeli in Anambra State. She was the best student in NECO in 2003. You know what happened? Immediately, the late Ifeanyi Ubah heard about that. He moved from Anambra and went to Abuja to meet that young lady, and instantly donated 2 million naira to the family, to that for her educational progression, and then made a promise from that moment that he will not only continue intervening in the education of that lady, but at the end of, by the time she graduated from University of Abuja, where she is currently a medical student, that she will have the opportunity of studying free in any university of her choosing across the world, wherever in the world she chooses to go and do her masters. He will sponsor it until PhD level. But what happened with the governor of Anambra State? Up to March this year, it took him 2 clear years in March this year. What was the condition to recognize that girl? What was the condition?
All right.
They gave that girl 500,000 naira with the requirement that the parents must come from Abuja to accompany her to collect 500,000 naira given by the Commissioner of Education, not even the governor.
All right.
So that is the type of thing we are talking about in emotional intelligence, which the governor lacks.
Now,
it's a very painful situation.
And then remember, one would also ask, you called Ifanyo, but you didn't even call your candidate.
Huh?
You called Ifanyo, but you did not call your candidate.
Well, I'm calling the person that did it. I'm not saying my candidate did, so that I will not lie to you.
Okay,
yes.
No one would ask, why didn't your candidate do things like this?
Well, my candidate has an NGO.
Oh.
My candidate has presently has an NGO that is running.
Okay.
You understand?
So his NGO does something like this?
Yes.
But then Ifanyo does...
I'm telling him, everybody, one person will not do everything. But I'm telling you about emotional intelligence.
All right, your final statement, because we're about to close. Sonny Iwanugo, you've spoken so much, but let's have your final take for today.
My final take is that Anambra State should open their eyes. Clear your eyes, wash your eyes with water, so that you can see clearly that the road, this government, current government in Anambra State is leading you to a cul-de-sac. But there is a new team coming in and coming to Anambra State, which lies in John Chumanwosu of the ADC, and we believe that on the 17th of February
17th of March, not February
2026, ADC will be in power in Anambra State, and there will be a difference.
And then what happens in 2027? General election.
Well, in that is not our remit for now. It is now where every politics is local. Let us concentrate on the local election. Let us win that election. Then subsequently we take it from there.
Okay, that's a message for Anambra. You have this confidence, you have this belief that by 17th of March 2026 that ADC will be in power in Anambra State. That's your belief. And it's not dream.
That's what I believe.
It's your belief.
That's what, and we are taking this message to town.
So
and we are going to tell
you are going to back into the new lighthouse.
Well, you see, that is another thing. Tony, I'm sure you must have been to London. Have you seen number 10 Downing Street? Number 10 Downing Street was a 3-bedroom apartment until a governor, a prime minister that had a larger family came, and it was increased to four bedrooms.
Okay.
Now, where they left in Amobia is bigger than that.
So if ADC wins, I ask the question, would they park in there? It's a question.
You see, Tony, that place is fitted for a 5-star hotel.
So would they park in there? Would they operate from their homes?
We ADC are not enamored by large buildings.
Okay, you will not park in there.
We will not large houses. We can stay in Amobia and...
Okay, you will not park in there. We stay in Amobia.
You can stay in Amobia and run the government comfortably. We don't need such edifice. Where you less than 1% of Anambra State can have access to that place.
All right, thank you so much, Sonny Iwanugo, the director, media and publicity, John Chumanwosu Campaign Organization, for your time. And then we are going to hold you on that frame of thought that ADC will not park into the new lighthouse because that place is best fitted for 5-star hotel. Yes. And they will operate from the old government house and where it looks more like the 10 Downing Street in Westminster. Yes. And I remember that very place very well. But thank you so much for your time. And we have to really take a moment. When we come back, we are going to introduce our second guest. Remember, we've announced his name before now, so your guess is as good as mine. You know who he is. So you'll be joining us to continue the conversation all around the country. We'll be right back after the break.
demand clarity. We bring the fire. Welcome to Crossfire. Crossfire, where politics meets perspective, where issues are dissected, and where no topic is off limits. From the corridors of power to the pulse of the streets, we break down the politics, the controversies, and the decisions that shape our nation. Join Dr. Tony Olisa Mbeki as he puts guests on the hot seat, drilling them with the tough questions, demanding the hard truths, and leaving no room for half measures. Get ready for fearless conversations and uncompromising analysis. Crossfire, exclusive on Udala 104.7 FM Onitsha, every Saturday from 9 a.m.
Welcome back. It's Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM, and we are back here live. And remember, on this very show, we try as much as possible to get every side of the story. We look at issue from different angles, from different perspectives. We try to brainstorm to extract the raw truths, and that's what we do here. And it's my pleasure to welcome our second guest. We have in the studio Chief Joe Martins, also DK Dikudo KTT, former Commissioner for Information and Culture, Anambra State. And I could also remember it was one time the DG Wiliobiano campaign organization. That was sometime around 2013 when he was formally inaugurated as a governor on the 17th of March 2014. You are welcome, Chief Joe Martins, also DK. It's my pleasure to welcome you this very morning.
Thank you, Tony, for having me this morning. And welcome, listeners.
And then I don't know if you came from OKTT this morning or you came from Orca. Just as our first guest came all the way from Orca. I don't know where you migrated from. The last I spoke with you were outside the country. And I know you toured around different countries. You were in, I don't know, in London or Australia. You went around and you are back. I don't know. We deserve a lot from this visit. Don't you think so?
Well, I'm here. That's the most important.
I know it's most important. At 7 to 1, one would say you have to be confined in OKTT and possibly attend to local issues. But you have been moving around, traveling around the country.
Well, I'm not a static person. I'm a mobile person. By the grace of God, I still walk around and I still move around. I can drive around. So why should I be in one place?
Okay. For information, remember Chief Joe Martins is also a lawyer. The last I saw him in that very, gamut. He was, he was robed in the legal regalia, and then it's good that he also goes to court and then attend to some cases. I don't know how that has been so far.
Well, no problem. We keep on doing what God has mandated us to do, and we're happy about it.
Okay, let's start with Nigeria. We've got so much happening around the country. Mr. President is outside the country for 10-day vacation. They call it working vacation visit. And then looking around, we have met our revenue. No need of borrowing. That was the statement of Mr. President when some group of people from the Northeast visited him. And generally, let's talk about Nigeria as a whole before we get on to Anambra State and also talk about preparations for the gubernatorial elections. Let's talk about Nigeria. And then we've heard different statements coming from different personalities. People are saying that if we have met our revenue target, has that reflected in the standard of living, cost of living? Have we have this? Do we have that? But Mr. President is saying that the economy is stabilized and things are moving in the right direction. Foreign reserve increased, and then no more ways and means from the CBN. They don't print money. That our reputation at the international community is well bettered. That the country commands high respect. Let's get the assessment. This is coming from Mr. President, no other person. He was the one making this statement at different times, at different places. Let's get a thought, a general assessment of his governance so far as we are in the month of September.
Well, the president is entitled to his opinion. He is the president, and he sees what he sees, and maybe most of the things he's seeing, we're not seeing it. So, and I mean, why should I criticize or quarrel with a man who has a view about the nation? He says like you said we have met our target. If we have met our target, it means there is no need pursuing further. Okay. So if you meet your target, you relax and enjoy. But whether he's relaxing and enjoying, maybe that's why he went on vacation. So having met his target, then the rest will be surplusage. So to that extent, it's neither here or there. There are multiple city of people demonstrating and clamoring for one thing or the other. Contractors are all everywhere in Abuja, blocking the Ministry of Finance, blocking everywhere that you feel like, saying that their certificates are due, some 3 years ago, some 2 years ago, work completed, no payment, and you are saying you have met your target. The next thing is to start spending your target. And of course, you are aware that we're running almost a triple budget, budget of 2024, 2025, running pari passu. Some shortfall of 2023 is still there. So I don't know which target we have met. Is it the cumulative target of these 3 years and so on and so forth? But it's not for the average Nigerians. It's not what our discussing here, whether we have met the target. The most important thing is that have the average Nigerian met his target.
All right, that's by the way. Let's talk about political alignments and realignments. And we've seen ADC, we've seen Labour, we've seen different political alignments and realignments. And then one would ask, I've seen PDP. You were once a member of PDP, but you have always said and maintained that you were a bona fide member of PDP, that some other political parties you have been to, you were loaned out to those political parties to do some works, and then once you complete your loan assignment, you're forced back to PDP. At a point you say that you are no more a partisan man, you are no more playing partisan politics, that you are now an elder statesman, having attained the age of 70. So with that in view, that your own is to advise some of these people where they will be heading to. Now, let's come back. Your friend, P2B, whom you worked under as a commissioner, he seemed not to be of any of these political parties. And I know you talk with him from time to time. Is he still a member of Labour Party? Or the discussion is not about him, but I want to get this information from you anyway. Is he a member of Labour or ADC? Don't ask me to ask him, but then I want to find out from you as a friend.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, he has made public statements. He kept on saying that he's in Labour Party, and he's also a part of a coalition. The coalition is going to be a coalition of political parties. So by the time comes for political parties to coalesce, then and he goes into the coalition, it means he's coming there from Labour.
So for now, he's not in any political party.
I said he's a member of Labour Party.
Now,
that's what he has kept on saying. The coalition we are talking about is a coalition of political parties, members of different political parties. You saw Atiku saying he has resigned from PDP, but he has not gotten the ticket, the card of ADC. That means he is watching, okay? And then when the coalition comes in, he'll be coming from somewhere.
Right. PDP trying to call Jonathan to come into the foray. We can make a statement if they try. Definitely the party will implode. PDP zoning the presidency to south, but Wike comes saying they shouldn't microzone. Let's get your thought about PDP zoning system, where they have decided that they will be zoning to the southern part of the country, but there are plans that there could be microzoning. But Wike G5 maintaining that if they attempt it to microzone, definitely they will not have it easy with their group. Let's get a thought about their zoning.
Well, Wike has no group.
G5.
I don't know what you call G5. G5 used to have a Makinde and school all in one.
Fayose has replaced Makinde in that G5.
Okay, he has Makinde wasn't qualified or ab initio.
Probably he has issue with Wike, and Fayose has replaced him as the fifth person in that very group.
Well, they're not calling themselves G5 anymore. They have called it a different name. They said it's an enlargement of people of like minds and so on. They must exist, and as far as I'm concerned, there are no issue. There are no issue, my man.
So
you see, Nigerians are funny, and it is only in Nigeria where people see the naked truth. They see the facts, and they keep on asking, "Is this thing yellow or white?" When you are clear of what it is. Wike is not a member of PDP,
but he says he's a member.
Not that he says. That he says doesn't mean that he is. I mean, me and you know he's not a member.
He has a card of PDP, the membership card.
Card doesn't make you a member. The card does not make you a member. That you are baptized doesn't make you a member of a church. Okay, baptism is supposed to introduce you to a church, but when you leave that church and enter into any of the other churches, they have no more claim. They won't say because you have a baptism card, therefore you are there. So let's forget it. Let's be realistic. Nigerians are funny. Nigerians are deluding themselves. Wike is deluding himself. Okay, I know pretty well that Wike is, working for Mr. President, which he has right to so do. But why don't you be a man and say, let me follow this man, die with him and dine with him? Why do you want to be making statements? I mean, it's the press, the Nigerian press. He should be shut out of the press.
But he calls press conference every month.
Because he has the money. He's controlling the money of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, so-called FCC budget, which is far more what you have in the States. And one man is controlling it, doing whatever he likes with it. And because he favors those, the nuisance value is paying off the party in power, they allow him to continue like that.
Do you think opposition does exist? Because it's the work of the opposition to see where they will place Wike. But it seems that he has overpowered the opposition.
He has done nothing to them because he has not had any collusion with them. What is he doing with the opposition? Okay, he's just a minister of the Federal Capital Territory, and he's trying to do one or two things there. And at the end of it, I'm happy it is the Federal Capital Territory where civilized people live, and where people who are educated, people who are self-opinionated, all exist. And when the time comes, they will show him why they're there.
And then he has insisted that there will be fresh Congress in Anambra PDP and fresh Congress in Ebonyi State.
He's not from Anambra, neither is he from Ebonyi.
But he's insisting. They are consigned members.
You see, he's talking from his own side of the mouth. See, that's nothing to do with the PDP as far as I'm concerned. I'm watching them. I used to be a member. I told you, I'm a foundation member of the party. I was the first PRO of the party in Anambra State in 1998 and contested election there in both federal house and whatever. So I know them all. He's just rambling as far as I'm concerned. And if Nigerians want to allow him to ramble, then the whole country will be rambling.
Well, you have just said your own, and he has made his own mark. Let's leave issue of Wike and PDP alone. Let's get down to a statement related to Abike Dabiri Erewa, where she reposted a kind of a post that is anti-Igbo. And then I wouldn't want to talk about the content of the post she reposted, but so far nothing has been done, and there are people that have called for her head to roll, where she will be taken away from the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, the NIDCOM. And for one Akerere to have made such posts against a tribe, against a group, and you have somebody in that very office, NIDCOM, reposting that with a laughing emoji. So it tells a whole lot. And none of our representatives do. The Senate, they are still in recess. I'm aware they are in recess, they are on vacation, and probably the president is also on vacation. And she has not apologized. She has not even withdrawn the post. She has not made anything. Is there Igbo question in this country? What is going on?
Well, I didn't see the post. So if you remind me what is in the post, that would be fine.
The post trended anyway. But then before I read what the post, because I don't want to just go into the content of the post because it's not L-worthy anyway. Okay. But my concern is there an Igbo question in this country?
Well, Igbos have remained a question. There's a question mark from the time we were born, okay? From time immemorial, they will say. Igbos have attracted for themselves, and that hatred, that national hatred, because of our way of life, our initial way of life, because we are good, because we are industrious, because we possess a lot of idiosyncrasies which other people don't have. It attracts some, burden, envy all over the country. It has been there, and it must continue to be there because God has created us to be so. And those, once you are a magnet, all those things who are like minds will always magnetize with you. So, I mean, it's nothing to worry. We have lived with it, and we have thrived on it, and nothing is going to happen.
When you say nothing is going to happen, there are feelings that they are not to be trusted, and they kind of play some kind of politics that has even pushed them further away. Before now, remember, they used to be or control the office of the Senate President. even when they had been in PDP for so much time and they had not been given the opportunity to contest to hold a ticket of the party, and many of them have left PDP and moved in drones to Labour Party. Do you think that they should spread their tentacles?
Whom did you say moved in drones to Labour Party?
In the last election, many of them voted Labour Party.
The Nigerians voted for Labour Party, not many of them. Is it Igbos alone? Nigerians voted for Labour Party. Okay, they voted for Peter, the man Peter Obi. They don't even care about what the party is. Since you have to run under a party,
but the question,
they voted for him. So it's not moving in drones and voting for.
The question is, we saw what happened in Lagos and what happened in some other parts of the country where many times they have been told, go back to your states. And let's get this.
That is a defeatist, assertion. Any person telling you go back to your home.
And many people are saying that we should go back to our state, that we should leave Lagos. And there have been talks and talks like that, saying that Lagos is no more no man's land. It belongs to a particular tribe.
You said it's no man's land, and you say it belongs to a particular tribe.
There's argument back and forth.
The people who are claiming Lagos are not from Lagos. The people who are claiming Lagos are not from Lagos. The original people who call themselves the original inhabitants of Lagos knew that after them, the settlers, the next people that came into Lagos were the Igbos. Out of pure entrepreneurship, they entered into Lagos and became the second largest occupiers of that land before all these people started coming around. Even including Mr. President, them who come from Osun State and so on, they kept on migrating into the place. Igbos were there before them. So you can't, we are co-owners of Lagos. Make no mistake about it.
Would you say this in Lagos and walk away free?
Don't talk about walking away free. I'm always in Lagos, and I know people who.
Are you also a Lagos boy?
I'm not a Lagos boy. I'm an Oko boy.
Oboko boy?
Yes, I'm not Oko boy. I'm not a Lagos boy. So, but the fact remains that our people have remained there, and they have proved their mettle, and they are standing the skills.
Many believe if you come to Lagos Island, Lekki Phase 1, Phase 2, Ikoyi, you have many Igbos dominating that very, cinematic, because that's the word I'm going to use to describe it. That place is cinematic. In fact, if you are there, you would think you're in London.
Okay.
But we've not seen them replicating things like that here in Anambra, Enugu, Imo, but they have chosen Lekki Phase 1, Lekki Phase 2, Ikoyi, and then even Victoria, Garden City. They dominate that place. If you go to Abuja, the same thing.
Because that's where they make their living. Okay, if you come in terms of import and exports in this country, Igbos rank number 1, importers and exporters of.
So it's very close to the wharf.
Of course.
And maybe it helps their businesses.
Of course, in the southeast here we're landlocked.
But they are told that they're not the owners of the land. They have a place where they should go back to.
Who told them?
We have seen MC Olomo and so many of them like that.
You are talking about a thug speaking. Olomo is a thug.
He is the national president of National Union of Road Transport Workers as we speak now.
You can baptize them. So you see, mad people have no association. Okay, so if you talk about Agboro in the park and you say the Onyisinda Agboro say, you got to go. He remains an Agboro, whether he's Onyisinda Agboro or Onyisindala, they are one and the same.
Let's move away from there. Let's come down to Anambra State. We have election coming up on November 8th. Let's have your assessment of different political parties. Would you say there are those who have hit the ground running? Would you say there are those who are still preparing? Would you say there are those who are sleeping? Would you say there are those who are working already? And how would the election pan out? Or what's their view? Because you have witnessed a lot of elections. As DG campaign, I know during your time, you were everywhere. Mobilization, contact, you were in different departments trying to coordinate so much. And we saw how that panned out. But I don't know. What's the assessment? So far, would you say the political parties, many of them have hit the ground, or many of them are still working or sleeping?
They have their own pace. All the political parties, most of them have their own pace, and they are thriving at their own pace. There is no one of them you are going to write off. Okay, some might look boisterous, some might look visible. Visibility is for now. There are those who are slow runners. This is a long distance race. Okay, it has long started and it will end one day, and it depends on who has the strength to finish it. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to run down anyone or push high anyone. They are all contestants, and the people of Anambra will decide.
So if you're asked to predict the outcome, will you be able to predict?
How can I predict an outcome of an election? You want to predict human beings? It's not possible.
So you don't want to predict?
The intentions of human beings are hidden.
We saw what happened during the August 16 by-election in Anambra State.
Yes.
We are one political party in the history of this very state won almost all the polling units. We're not talking about what now, because they swept across the west. They won all the wars. We had 1,935 polling units across Anambra South and possibly some part of Onitsha, not one state constituency. But we saw where they lost just 14 polling units, winning the rest. So we have not seen such a margin in the history of election in this country. What could that be? And so many of them have came out. Many of them, they have come out to allege one thing or the other, saying this, saying that. And we've seen all this. I don't know where you were at that time. Were you in the country? Were you in UK?
Well, you don't need to know where I am.
I need to know where you were.
The most important is that the election came in. It is a senatorial election.
Oh, senatorial.
And that senatorial election, minus Onitsha.
Oh, yeah.
Here, the rest were all events of Anambra South.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and I'm happy for the party that won. You know, this is the first time that APGA, as a party, is winning the South.
Tell us more about the South.
The South is the South. The South comprises, you see, you don't go and lay much emphasis on it. The South is made up of 7 local governments. 3 of them is one. The 3 are Agwata. The Agwata, Agwata.
Old Agwata.
Yes, you call it Old Agwata, but Agwata is Agwata. Okay. So both Orumba and Orumba North and South and Agwata, they're all one Agwata. The next one is Ihiala. Okay? After Ihiala, you have Ekusigo.
Newi North and Newi South.
Then Newi North, Newi South. You know, that's that.
You think Orumba North and South, they are part of Agwata, the Old Agwata.
Yes, so they are the same people. It's just like talking about Idemili here, where you have Idemili North and Idemili. Idemili is Idemili. Okay, so it's an election that barely centered there. And all this while, other people have been coming to snatch it away from, snatch it away from the ruling parties, APGA. Even when we were in APGA and so on and so forth. We've never won there. So it's
why didn't APGA win that very South for a long time till now?
Because the people who were contesting it were known, and they did what they're supposed to do. And you see, people have said it is a microcosm of the election to come. I want to warn that they should not think that way.
Okay.
They should not think that way. Anambra South is the least of the 3 senatorial zones in terms of voting population. Okay, they command the least of the votes there, and North and Central are key. Okay, and the major players are all from the same zone. And because the likes of Ifanyo Obadem are no more in existence, his soul rest in peace. But
you made a prediction during the last election.
Yes.
During the last gubernatorial election, you made a prediction, and you predicted that Ifanyo would only win Newi North, and it happened that way.
Of course.
You said, forget all the gara-gara, forget all this noise, that he would just win Newi North local government. He would not win any local government, and even said if he wins any local government outside, that he will not appear, he will not come here for a program again.
And I have already dusted my shoes to see if I will stop coming to your station, but unfortunately my prediction came through, and that's it. So
and I ask you again to make prediction. You are saying you're not going to make another prediction
for the November 8th.
Yes.
Why should I? I'll be running ahead of God. That's what it means.
But you made the last time.
No, we were already at the nick of the election, and we are saying what is going to happen next week. What is going to? I said, come that election, if I will win this, because they have already campaigned. This time around, people are just beginning to knock around. I see a lot of underground, moves. Some are doing the underground now, while others are doing their external campaigns. Okay. The APGA, for example, His Excellency the Governor of the state, is mobilized, is moving from one place to the other, and the crowds are following him on those. But you know that doesn't translate into a proper election, because when the proper election comes, those who we say, and those who we do. The
summary of registered voters by local government INEC has released. and we are looking at the number of registered voters across different local governments in Anambra State, Idemili North has the highest with 246,318 registered voters. That's by percentage 8.79% of total number of registered voters across the 21 local governments. Anambra State has the total of 2,802,790 registered voters in the state. But that's a local government anyway. You are from Idemili South.
Yes.
And yes, you are Idemili South. Just your local government is just 125,632.
Yes.
That's a local government. In fact, my own local government could be ahead of yours, no doubt. I suspected that, and that is it. My local government here is ahead of yours with 156,715 registered voters.
These statistics are there, but they're not necessary. The most important is to go realistically in the politics of Anambra State, okay, and see what obtains. There's no doubt the Idemili North had always remained the highest, okay. And you may be surprised that out of that Idemili North, one word called Obosi ward.
That's Obosi.
You know, has it all. And where do you call Obosi? They indigent themselves. When Obosi votes, they don't vote more than 1,000.
Odume. So there's so many, even in the there's so many of them.
All those places you cannot classify as people from Idemili North. These are all strangers, people who are living inside the place, okay, and that make up the population. And the bulk of them even come from Mbuka Obosi. All those people, human beings we find in Mbuka. But the problem is that on the day of the election, those in Mbuka will not vote because the Mbuka will be closed, and those of them who are registered there, their vote goes to nothing. So I think what we should begin to do now is to advise them to relocate their registration to where they live, not where they work, because they all registered where they trade. It was easy for them to go to their polling units inside that place. But on the election day, they get it close. But that not minding, Obosi Ward still remains the highest voting clave of any election.
After Idemili North, we have Oka South as the next when it comes to the highest number, second highest of registered voters. I think Oka South has about 216,611. And then when you talk about Oka South, you're talking about
the township areas,
the urban areas,
and then the small microcosm of the towns, Umuolo, all those Nibo, Nise, and all those around there. But Onitsha votes higher than. And the actual votes.
But if you put Onitsha North and Onitsha South, Onitsha will top number one.
But
they are split. Okay, so being they are split, Onitsha North has, just as we said earlier on, about 183,647, and Onitsha South with about 168,575.
So what are you saying? What we are saying in essence is that there are a cluster. Any person who is campaigning for the election, who directs his energy in Onitsha North and South, Obaru, Idemili North and South. These are all very close, urban areas. If you direct your listings there and then clinches Oka South and add, you have won the election. Jettisoning all these normal things you talk about. You talk about Anambra South, Anambra North, all these big stories you said.
But even Anambra West, that's the least with 71,332 with about 2.5%. And there's Anambra West, the Anam area, they are the least when it comes to number of registered voters.
But you find out that in the old political order, they usually come out with one of the highest number of votes ever cast.
They usually vote.
Whether they vote or they don't vote, if you go there, they throw into the river and you just die like that. I'm just telling you because they will just decide in their place what is going to happen and they do it and come out. Okay, because there are no much satellites on them. When Igwe Emeka was there when we were doing NPN, we normally wait for his vote to come. The whole state will be alive waiting for the Anambra West to come, and once it comes, it usually comes last. It nullifies all the elections. But now we have electronic voting and so on and so forth. And if you go there again, all these challenges talk about beavers. That's the only place you can also claim that there is no network, no this, no that, and and who goes there to police? So it depends on the dramatic personnel that are stationed in those areas, unless they shock you on election.
We saw the inauguration of campaign council by ABGA, and we saw the campaign list by the APC. Yesterday, we saw the governor inaugurating about 489, if I can still recall it, the exact number, member campaign team, where they were given different assignments. It happened at the regional secretariat. The governor inaugurated his campaign team alongside the Afghan national chairman, and we also saw the list released by APC. And we have so many people we are saying they were not consulted in the list, and some people are putting this claim already, saying they were not consulted. But we saw a huge list. In fact, Bianca Ojukwu, who doubles as the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and also a POT member of ABGA, was also listed as the campaign member. Is a campaign team member of the APC. And we saw even the governors they put there.
There is nothing wrong about it. Let me tell you.
Were they consulted, or it was just a way of drawing? Because if drawn one,
this is a political family.
Okay.
All these are political families. All those claiming they are not on, they are not. You cannot be a minister in the Federal Republic of Nigeria under Tinubu and you say you're not working for Tinubu's party in an election. You don't say that. Okay, we're not running. There's not. We don't have what do you call it? Parties coming together to govern the federal government. It's one party that is governing. So any person who feels he's a member of that party and who has not resigned from that party, and you are given a role, and you're talking about whether you are consulted or not consulted, they are talking about blush.
So you are saying that it is fair enough to draft somebody's name without being consulted, without being told that.
I want to tell you, once you say you belong to a political party and you are enjoying the largesse of
no, but the woman hasn't said that she belongs to APC.
No, we are saying, you see, if you don't want to,
like we can say that he is not a member of APC.
People are funny. APGA and APC don't run the same government.
Okay.
There is no coalition government. Okay, it is only APC that is governing
at the center.
So if they offer me, it's just like when I told you I was in PDP and P2B appointed me a commissioner. Okay, and being a commissioner, I said I was on loan.
That's what you said.
And when you go on loan, you play 100% your heart for the.
But if you don't want to play, what happens?
Then you don't go on loan. You cannot,
because some of these people will not even do this work.
We're not talking about what they are doing. This is their name that will do it.
Okay, name will do it.
Of course.
Okay.
And they themselves, if they're enjoying where they are, I can assure you that on that day, they will vote for if Tinubu is contesting an election, for example, and Bianca, our wife Bianca is the minister, you're telling me that in his polling unit is going to vote Labour and not APC.
If she does it, what happens? And if she does it and said, I'm a BOT member of this party.
No. Listen.
BOT member, and there's no way I can vote against my party.
There is nothing like BOT. If you are not going to vote for him, you don't accept his job. Why do you want to go and?
But I've won not the condition precedent before the job.
Were you there when they were?
But that's by the way. You have explained, how this is work. Yes. And then during your time as a DG, Obiano campaign organization, that was in 2013.
Yeah.
I think you were the DG.
Yeah, of course.
And you piloted affairs.
100%.
Now the question is, how were you able to do the mobilization and other things? Where was the focus?
Well, I focused on human beings and gave delegated jobs to every person that worked. I'm sure that people listening to me, I'm not going to teach them how to do their work, but I've made one statement which I made before. As DG of P2B's second tenure campaign, I was director of operations, which was equivalent because the actual DG wasn't in charge. I was in charge, so it was like I was in charge of that second campaign, second term campaign, and I also metamorphosed into Obiano's campaign. I had one secret working for me. That secret was that I was the DG of campaign. I drafted the policy of the campaign, coalesced with a lot of people to think out how we went on campaign. I refused to be involved in the finance of that campaign. I did not sign one single kobo to anybody. Neither did I issue any contract. Neither did I touch one kobo of the campaign funds.
That was their secret.
Okay? it brought a lot of trust. If you want money, and anything that goes to money, go to
Finance Committee.
Finance Committee, Patrick Obi and co will deal with you. And by the time they finish, they come and say, we have finished this assignment. We have a contingency of 5 naira, 2 naira.
But you have to approve before these things will be issued.
Yes, of course. I approve the this thing, and they come back with leftovers. And when they come back with leftovers, if it is the one I want to ignore, I ignore it.
But you said that P2B spent his 5 billion naira to prosecute Obiano's campaign.
I said that the total amount spent on that campaign then was 7 billion naira.
7 billion.
Yes, I said.
And when they were having problem, you said that he should refund the 7 billion.
I never asked him, because I'm not aware Peter asked him to refund. I was only saying what happened in that election.
7 billion.
Yes.
Was that not too much for a governorship campaign?
Well, I don't know what you call 7 billion, because
if that was the case, how much do you think that governorship election can be prosecuted with? You know, the amount that could be used based on our...
You cannot actually say how much you're going to spend. You see, because you are looking at tangible and intangible things. There are things that were done in an election. You go to...
what will be the estimate? At least you have estimate.
Let me tell you, it depends on the scenario. That's what.
So use our present scenario to make some estimation.
I've said that.
Would it cost 20 billion to have an election?
I wouldn't know. I don't conduct elections.
I'm talking about serious contenders.
No, you see, it depends. Your goodwill is number one.
Your goodwill.
The goodwill.
Okay.
If you don't have goodwill, you spend more.
Oh.
Okay.
If you don't have structures, you spend more.
Of course, if you don't have structure, you spend more. If you have, you will even be hoodwinked. Were you?
But the question is, for me, if 7 billion could be used to prosecute gubernatorial election in 2013,
yes,
what would be used in 2025?
Well, you are talking in multiples of it, and I can assure you that a lot of people who are even contesting have by now, who haven't gone to the actual election, most of them have spent close to that amount.
So it's capital intensive,
very capital intensive, where you on a daily basis you visit 50 people, you visit 100 people, and these are the classes of people you drop minimum of 100,000 when you visit them.
So what is the hope of common man who wants to become the governor of Anambra State?
If you are common, you go and look for common job, not the governorship.
Common job.
Yes.
So, but if you have the character, the intellectual capacity,
if you have the trust and the backing, money will not be the issue. And I can tell you, you see, like the last election we had, the senatorial election, I was reading, people were testifying that votes were bought for 25,000, you know, just for a little people who are on the election day. It will be people who come out in their millions and thousands, and when you bring that money,
and you appropriated funds during election day for canvassers as the DG.
Of course, yes.
Why would you do that?
Because it is part of the when we appropriated for INEC officials.
You appropriated for INEC officials?
So you must be funny.
So does it mean that other political parties do so?
All the political parties.
They appropriate money for...
It's a template.
Oh, it's a template.
And even before the election, by the time we enter mid September now,
yes,
you find agents of INEC people moving around, you know, to tell you, promise you A or B. They will promise all.
There are some political parties that will tell you they don't do this, they don't do that.
Which you are funny.
But I'm not telling you if I'm funny. I'm telling you, I won't tell you the political party so that it wouldn't be as if I'm, criticizing that political party.
I said these are all things you map out.
You must map out money for canvassers, for voters,
for police, for armed robbers, for people who is army, for people who is snatch a ballot box, everything.
You map out money for these people.
Of course, all these things are included.
That is why we have vote buying. That is why we have vote buying.
The vote buying starts from the day the umpire starts asking for his own.
Oh,
okay. You're talking about vote buying, but I am sure that one day, if not this year or in the near future, I've had some political parties planning, thinking about how to go to snatch money from those who are going to buy. Okay, so you will be surprised that if you have money in your pocket, even if it's your private.
Chief Martins, we have to open the phone lines. You have wealth of experience in this game. In fact, if you're a footballer by now, you would have been a retired coach. All right, let's quickly open the phone lines. We have Chief John Martins Osodike, who has really revealed quite a lot about politics and funding governorship election, what it was then and what it is now. 0803-221-6973 and 0803-827-6694. Let's go straight to the phone line. Please make it brief, 30 seconds, so that we have many calls. Remember, we have to leave here by 11 and I will return by 12 with another program, so you have to keep time with me. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning.
You're welcome. It's good to have you. Make it brief.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
That's what I call you. Honorable Ezekiel, reaching from Onitsha.
Honorable Ezekiel.
I like somebody who is blunt. What our daddy has said about the election is nothing but the truth. Money and matter. That is why we are not having it right. The INEC collect their own. The ad hoc committee collect their own. The polling agents collect their own. They know party by party agents. And that is why, and police will start akimbo watching them. So it's good that he's telling us this, so that people who understand 2023 and the current election coming down over the number of talk. Don't collect money to your detriment. Money are budgeted for these things. Imagine how many billions being spent.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. Sorry, you people should not watch this call. Let's do it gently, eh? Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Olisa Mbeki.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Honorable in the House.
Thank you.
My name is Iwuchukwu Paulinus, calling from Onitsha.
Iwuchukwu Paulinus, quickly, because let's go.
Please, my submission is simple. Is it not a wasted effort if the politicians cannot fight for electoral reforms? Is it not going to be an exercise in futility since they cannot fight for these electoral reforms? Because once there's no electoral reforms, there is no way we can have a credible election in this country. All the lawmakers are not thinking towards that side.
All right.
And they are hoping that they are going to win. And it's not possible.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
They are serious. They can start fighting for that electoral reform so that it can be implemented, so that will be a free and fair election. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Electoral reforms. Our guest, Chief Joe Martins Uzodike, will react to that later on, but not now. He's talking about politicians pushing for electoral reforms. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. You're welcome. This is Udala 104.7 FM. Seriously authentic. Let's go. You're welcome. Quickly, because of time.
The whole political party now needs election, now they prepared financially. But
please, you can speak pidgin English. Remember, this is an English program.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much. I think he got that, but we have got the point he was actually trying to make, that these are games political parties, all of them play. Nobody is an exception. Let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. Oh, sorry about that. The calls are coming in torrents. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. Good morning. The calls are coming in torrents, and then most times when the lines are jamming, you have this kind of occurrence. I don't know, whenever they see Chief Joe Martins Uzodike, they will be bombarding the phone lines. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning to you.
Thank you, my brother.
Well, there is no need of saying much, because you have been in the game, and everything you said is true. But one thing I want to emphasize, this one even touched me more. This issue of Central has the most voting capacity in Anambra State, and there is this secret that you have reviewed. This Uwabo Obosi, as in Buka Obosi, yes. The many majority that registered there are not living there. And automatically when the election happens, you will not even get the half, even two-thirds of the registered voters there. INEC must put smart in this, honestly, because it has been keeping us. We are losing so many votes whenever we have an election, not only in Anambra State, but in Nigeria as a large. So I want the electoral body to do something to this. Please. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Maruke Chuka. That's the name. I coded that from your voice. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Yeah, good morning,
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, my God.
Thank you.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
My God, I love you too much, and I love the program. In 5 days of sitting, I can so close your body. You can throw some. Your mother is a case, because you'll be out for Anambra State. I don't have anything to get too much. I appreciate their work, I appreciate their talk. And I want to please come every to Udala FM.
You're asking him to be coming every week. All right, thank you so much. You want Chief Joe Martin Susodike to be coming every week. You want to answer your work. Good morning, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Doctor. Olisa Mbeki.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Martin Susodike.
Thank you, my brother. There was a
Henry from Onitsha, GRA.
You're welcome, Henry. Please, let's be very, very brief because of time. We have to manage our time.
Yes, and please, I'm so pleased. The Martin Susodike just enlightened me this morning. So we budget money for our people during an election, even our institutions. We give them money. That is the reason at the end of the day, they giving a political actor. We act fairly. Okay? That is the reason why we are not left 300 million naira in the coffers of Anambra State. Yes? It's a logical thing. I'm not enlightened in this morning. Your Martin Susodike, I thank you very much for this information, which is related to the whole world. The whole world are listening. What they do here, they come in, before they come in, they spread money. Look at last election. Some people are giving 50,000 naira, 50,000 naira to vote. Then at the end of the day, we want the governor to give you good road, give you good health, give you this and that. It's a nice one.
All right.
Let us live with that.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. Oh, we can. Yeah, your voice is so. We cannot take this. Your voice or the line, something is really wrong somewhere. You are not even clear enough. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Good
hello.
I'm greeting you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm a one orator in Anambra State. It's not East in general. I did the voice of Honorable Idris Sokoye from our ancient kingdom.
You're welcome.
My speaker, what asked our Dikudo, my man, a question. Which party is he supporting in this governorship election in Anambra? This is only what I was asking. Thank you.
All right, he asked a question, the party he's supporting, but I think I need to take a break. I have a commercial here, and then Dikudo has, in fact, made us to forget the commercial we have to take. But all the same, I know it's all for good. All right, let's see if we can just take that commercial. When we come back, we continue with the conversation. Please, you have to forgive me for that. Let's quickly take this commercial.
Bread. Wendy's bread for your family breakfast. Wendy's bread. Opa chicken they do yellow. Wendy's bread. Mama papa they like Wendy's bread. That chicken they do. Wendy's bread. Even children they like Wendy's bread. Wendy's bread. Wendy's bread. Get it better tasty. We go sweet your belly. Wendy's bread. Wendy's your chicken. Wendy's bread, Wendy's bread, your tasty bread. You can contact us on our official address, 2nd Business Park, Enugu Road, GRA, beside Misha, Anambra State. We also have another branch at St. Michael Plaza at Tandy Road. Also contact us on 070-1149-1571. Wendy's bread, your tasty bread. Wendy's bread.
When the stakes are high, the debates get hotter. When the issues demand clarity, we bring the fire. Welcome to Crossfire. Crossfire, where politics meets perspective, where issues are dissected, and where no topic is off limits. From the corridors of power to the pulse of the streets, we break down the politics, the controversies, and the decisions that shape our nation. Join Dr. Tony Olisa Mbeki as he puts guests on the hot seat, drilling them with the tough questions, demanding the hard truths, and leaving no room for half measures. Get ready for fearless conversations and uncompromising analysis. Crossfire, exclusive on Udala 104.7 FM Onitsha, every Saturday from 9 a.m.
You're welcome back. It's still Crossfire on Udala 104.7 FM this very beautiful Saturday morning. Do not forget, I will be back here, but not on Crossfire by 12. I'll be having another program with Award Ofole and Victor Nwachukwu. Will be talking about something remarkable, so you don't need to go anywhere by 12. So you have to keep a time with me. I'm talking about this Saturday. So let's go back to get one or two calls and allow Chief John Martin Susodike to, but we have to just take
Good morning.
one or two calls. Good morning, you're welcome.
This is Advantage. I'm reaching you from Okasas.
Advantage.
Good morning, Uzodike.
You're welcome.
I like your confidence. The question I want to ask about this vote buying in Nigeria, can this vote buying ever be stopped in Nigeria politics? That is what I want to ask.
All right, thank you so much.
And if position are spending this kind of money to enter for office, are we expecting a good development?
All right, because of time, we got that. We got that. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. I think you got the question he asked, because it's important that we know this. And then I asked you this question. He said it started when the umpire started demanding something. That's how you put it. That before now, political parties will be getting ready for election, but umpire will come and state that you have to give them this that others have given them. You said that was how it started. It started like a joke. All right, let's see if you can just take this call and then allow you to. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you. Good morning. I know you've been trying for a long time.
I'm just calling. I want to talk to one of my best friends and mentors. Older in age per se. But don't worry.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you, my sister.
Can you please do us a favor of coming some more to Urban Radio? Besides,
you want him to be coming every week.
I want to appeal to you especially. Udala should spread her dragnet to other eastern parts of the country, especially Enugu State, because they need to understand and listen to the kind of analysis and people that come to do analysis on Udala. There is nothing like it in this part of the country. Please, can we do that? It's only Radio Kaduna, if they are still on top of their game like before, that used to do it.
It's doable.
Thank you very much. Odaze?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Odaze. And Chief John Martin said, you will do me a favor. My spirit tells me take one more call and allow you to come in. If I'm permitted, I'm going to do that, because we are having this torrent of callers, barrage of callers. So let's take this one. Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Dr. Olisa Mbeki.
You're welcome, my brother. It's good to have you.
Okay, in the studio, I welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Okafor Original. I'm calling from Bridgehead.
Oh, you're welcome, Okafor Original from Bridgehead. Quickly.
I'm very much delighted on how he presented a lot of things. But I want to ask him one question. I would like him to help us out by telling us the type of people we'll be looking at. I mean, their pedigree, their performance, and their experiences.
All right.
As the president that is down to earth, giving the people what they want when you'll be summarizing up.
All right, thank you so much.
I've been in the system for a long time. As an old timer.
All right, thank you so much. We don't have time. We are completely out of time. We have to allow Chief Joe Martins Uzodike to come in here. Which party are you supporting? Who or the kind of person we should be looking at when we are going out to vote? Can both vying stop? Why are politicians not pushing for electoral reforms? These are some of the questions people have asked. I don't know where you're going to begin. We have a minute.
Well, it's a marathon one, and I don't know what you see, the issue of politicians coming together to fight electoral laws, you see, it is politicians against politicians. It is the opposition against the incumbents. The incumbents, if what is on ground favors them, which it does, they will never agree for a reform. So it's going to be a battle royale. On the part of the people, like I was saying just some minutes ago, I said I have had some political parties arranging to kidnap or to hold any person that they find holding money at the election ground. You see, if the people themselves want to resist money and they resist it, that's all. It's good. For which party am I supporting? I'm supporting every person for now, but I'm going to vote for one person. And what I would say is that for people who are challenging the incumbent governor, they should come out and say what he's doing they don't like and what they will do better. Hammer on it, hammer on it, hammer on it. The seriousness of their campaign can give them victory. Right. For the government in power, they have a lot of large forum. Tell the people what you have done. You have been occupying the space for 4 years. Tell every community what you have done for them. Tell every voter what he has benefited from you and what he hopes to benefit. Okay. And so it is job versus intent. Okay. So and I'm sure that all of them are doable. And while you are doing it, let I be on the ball. Don't.
We are completely out of time. We are completely out of time. Thank you so much, Chief Martins Ozo Dikudo KTT, former commissioner for information and culture, number state, and one-time DG. Will you be a campaign organization? Thank you so much for the insight you shared with us this very morning. We appreciate, and many have called for your return match. That you have to come back here. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Remember, I'll be back here by 12 noon, and then you'll be joining me when we'll be talking about